What's up, my YouTube fam? The surgeon is back once again with another episode. Today we are going to be covering a more advanced repair and fix an iPhone XR that is non-responsive due to loss of touch. For those of you that didn't know, every AMOLED or LCD has a digitizer film that lays on top of the display. This digitizer layer is responsible for detecting touch and sending signal back to your device. If for any reason this part fails, you may experience some ghost touching or non-responses from your finger. Now you may be asking yourself, what exactly is ghost touch? The majority of you all may not have experienced ghost touch, so I would like to explain in further detail exactly what it is. Ghost touch is when your display starts randomly selecting areas on your screen that you are not making, or when there's a section on your screen that is completely unresponsive to your touch. Most of the time, a digitizer replacement will fix this issue. Once again, I want to give you all a huge shout out for the tremendous support and feedback that we have received. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or want to see something in particular, feel free to leave them down in the section below. And if you have a phone that needs a repair, feel free to reach out to us at www.mrphonedoctor.com. As always, please do not forget to subscribe and make sure to smack the bell so you stay up to date on our latest repair videos and giveaways. We have some really cool stuff in the works that I do not want you to miss out on. Oh, and I did forget to mention that there's a surprise at the end of this video, so make sure you watch it till the end. We're all humans and mistakes do happen, so make sure you take notes on what you see. And if you like this video, feel free to leave us a thumbs up. We'd greatly appreciate it. So let's step back into the shop and let's get this sucker dissected.
Back up, back up, back up, back up. Back up, back up, back up, back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm in the seven, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup.
Okay guys, welcome back to the lab. This is the iPhone XR LCD that we will be replacing the digitizer on. As you can see, the digitizer got damage on the top right where it received the impact. I hope you guys could see that right there. Right there, right on the top right. So the touch signal runs around the edges on these devices, and it is very, very fragile. So any hard impacts or incorrect handling of the LCD will cause it to lose touch. Good news is the touch is replaceable. We simply need to remove the top digitizer layer and apply a new digitizer over the LCD, which is what we have here. This is the digitizer layer that we will be replacing it with. But before we begin, I would like to explain to you the layers of these types of LCDs. There's basically three types of layers on here. The back is the backlight, the middle layer is the actual LCD, and then you have a top layer. So pretty much the backlight and the top digitizer layer are replaceable. So anytime you have issues with your screen not displaying any picture or the backlight is dim, you can replace this part here, and it's attached with these two little flex cables that run up on top right here on the bottom of the LCD here. And the digitizer layer is this top one that runs up on top, and it's connects via this flex cable right here. So we'll remove this flex cable, which will come apart with the top digitizer layer. So let's go ahead and begin. First, before we start working on it, we always want to, of course, test the LCD, make sure everything boots up properly and we have picture. So I'm going to go ahead and connect both the LCD and the digitizer, just so I can show you guys the touch is not responding. Okay, so the phone has booted up. You can see how it is not responsive. Does not want to respond to any touch. So that's when this bad boy comes in handy right here. So now, since we know that LCD is good, we can go ahead and move over to the next step. And we're going to want to firstly test the digitizer, make sure it's working properly before we laminate it onto the LCD. Okay, so I have connected the replacement digitizer onto the logic board along with the LCD. Touch and everything is working properly. So we can now begin removing the digitizer layer. Let me just show you how I went ahead and connected this. I basically just snaked through the digitizer cable underneath and attached it to the logic board right here. See that? And you can see that everything's working properly. Alright, so let's go and begin removing the digitizer layer. So we are going to want to make sure that you get between the LCD and the digitizer. That way you don't incur any more damage than what we already have here. So I'm going to go ahead and begin from right here, from this little impact point where the LCD received damage. We're pretty much going to relieve and remove this flex cable that runs here. So this is all going to come off, and we'll go ahead and apply the other digitizer with the glass built in onto this. So let's go ahead and begin on this. Alright, so we have safely removed the digitizer layer. Let's just peel this off gently. And you can see the flex cables where they're attached here. This is pretty much all one piece. See that? So all this gold trimming, this is all conductive. So this is what actually sends signal to these little flex cables here. So always be careful on the edges. The edges are the most delicate on these LCDs. So we're going to want to go in and give it a test. Make sure that everything is fully working. As far as the LCD, we know the touch is not working because we just removed that layer. So I'm just going to want to boot it up. Make sure we have picture so we can move on to the next step and clean the LCD. And there you are. Hello everybody. So LCD is perfect still. Let's go ahead and move to the next step and clean the glue from the LCD. Okay, so we have cleaned the LCD. She is beautiful. You can see all the glue is cleared off. And you know what, guys? I did forget about another layer. With the LCDs and of course with the AMOLEDs, you know, they do have a polarizer layer as well. So the polarizer actually goes on top of the LCD on these XRs. On the older generation iPhones, the polarizer sits on top of the digitizer. So it just depends on what generation your iPhone is. So I do apologize, but it just rang a bell when I was cleaning this. I was like, hey, you know what? There's the polarizer as well. So a polarizer is pretty much just a layer of tint that goes over and just basically allows you to see the LCD. So pretty cool technology. Maybe I'll do a video on how the polarizer works on some of the LCDs that we have that are stripped down, just so you can kind of see what exactly the purpose of the polarizer is. So once again, I do apologize, guys, but I have corrected myself. So let's go ahead and give this bad boy a test. And once we confirm that it is working, we'll be able to move forward and laminate the digitizer onto the glass, or LCD I should say. So there you have her. She's beautiful. Ready for the digitizer and glass. Okay guys, welcome back to the laminating station. We're going to go in and proceed and finish up this iPhone XR digitizer replacement. So in this next step, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and laminate the OCA onto the digitizer glass. Once that's complete, we'll go ahead and laminate the actual LCD onto the digitizer and OCA. So let's go ahead and begin. All right, lamination has finished. I'm going to remove the Scotch tape that I applied here. All right, I'm going to inspect the lamination, make sure everything looks good, which in this case it looks perfect. So before we do laminate the LCD onto the digitizer, we do want to make sure that the digitizer is still fully working. Sometimes with the laminating pressure, the digitizer may go out and we may lose touch. So we like to go ahead and connect the LCD onto the test device that we have and plug in the digitizer as well to make sure that everything's fully working. So there we go. We have picture. And as you can see, the touch and everything is working properly. So it's safe now to go ahead and move over to the next step and laminate the LCD onto the digitizer. All right, ready to squash it. Let's go ahead and wait about a minute. And the LCD Digitizer iPhone XR repair should be completed. All right, so laminating has finished. Let's go ahead and test the LCD Digitizer. And we can wrap this up. So let me show you guys the finished product. There she is. Look how beautiful she is. No bubbles. This is a flawless repair. Let me go ahead and put this film back on so we don't get any fingerprints. Okay. Let's plug in the LCD for final one last test. Well, looks like we lost this one. So what happened here, guys, is it looks like the flex cable, yep. The actual, fuck, I overlooked this one. The actual frame clip that holds the LCD in was bent. And with the slight bend, it actually went in and punctured the LCD. So we have to be very careful with these. So you can see here, I mean, the touches and everything's still working. But what happened, let me show you guys. You can see right here on the bottom where this little pin that holds the LCD in place. Let's see if you can see that. See how it's bent? It bent when it went down and it clipped right here on the bottom right of the LCD. So I'm still gonna upload this video, guys. I mean, you can see that we're not perfect, but you know, mistakes like this do happen. That's why you got to take every precaution, make sure everything is fully aligned. So in this case, I mean, yeah, this stupid little pin caused it to go in and damage the LCD, which it happens. You know, we may get a lot of thumbs down for this video, but I mean, I just want to upload it still and show you guys, you know, that shit happens in this repair industry, you know, but life goes on. You just got to move forward and keep trucking, you know. Let me show you guys the pin. You can see it better here. So you can see how it bent. Right here. I'm hoping we can lock it in the ISO. So if you notice these little pins, there's one right here, and this one actually bent down. There you go. See how it's bent? It should be straight up like this, like these here. Like all these guys here should be straight. And I should have caught that. I was trying to pay attention to the alignment, make sure everything was good, but I just overlooked it and it ended up puncturing the LCD. I could have sworn that I made sure that it was aligned, but I may have missed it when I was laying everything in. So shit happens. We can move forward onto it and go to the next video in sequence that we want to create. And I bet you the main reason why I missed it was because it was hidden. Yep. Yeah, because I normally look down this once this is on and make sure everything's fully aligned. I've never had one on the bottom edge come in and clip it. Maybe that's because on the older iPhone generations they don't have these on the bottom, they're only on the sides. So I may have just overlooked it and didn't gauge that it was coming in and going to damage the LCD. So that's pretty much it, guys. Unfortunately, this video was a fail. Boo. Thumbs down for me. You know, I should have caught that. I still want to release this and show you guys that, you know, in this repair industry, nothing's perfect. We are human and we are accountable for errors that may happen. So I really do hope you guys got some useful information and kind of saw the process on how this is done. And you guys learned from my mistake. Make sure that doesn't happen to you guys if you do proceed and do an iPhone XR Digitizer replacement. So once again, guys, thank you all very, very much for subscribing, checking out our channel, and of course sharing this with you know, your fellow friends and family. If you guys have anything in particular you do want to watch, feel free to leave comments. And even though we did fail on this video, guys, we would appreciate a thumbs up. You know, thumbs up go a long way. I'm sure the content that you guys got is very useful. So just learn from it and keep you guys' heads up, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Cheers.